Is Mt Kenya ready for Raila Odinga's presidency in 2022? That's the question which most Kenyans are actually asking, especially after a series of activities over the weekend in Bondo. Is Mt Kenya ready for Raila Odinga's presidency? I want to be honest. I've gone through various comments online, and my conclusion is that the supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga are not very sure whether Mt Kenya region is ready for Raila Amolo Odinga. I've also gone through comments, especially by those from the larger Mt Kenya region. Most of them are yet to embrace Raila Amolo Odinga. And I placed a phone call to one of the subscribers on this channel who comes from the larger Mt Kenya region. And my question to him was very clear, very straight, and very precise. Is Mt Kenya ready for Raila Odinga's presidency in 2022? His answer was not as straight as my question was. But he challenged me. He gave me a challenge. He told me to go back to history of this Republic of Kenya and check how Kenyans have always voted for Raila Amolo Odinga, especially that region, from 2007, 2013, and 2017. He challenged me to go back to that history. And he told me that during those three elections, Raila Odinga was not a factor anywhere in the larger Mt Kenya region. In 2007, the name Raila Odinga could not even be uttered in the larger Mt Kenya region. Again in 2013 and again in 2017. So the guy told me that it is a progress for Raila Amolo Odinga that at least now credible leaders, elders from the larger Mt Kenya region can travel all the way from the larger Mt Kenya region to Bondo and declare him as their preferred presidential candidate. The guy also challenged me to show him, during those past three elections, any serious leader from the larger Mt Kenya region who wanted to be associated with Raila Amolo Odinga. Because according to him today, the president himself is ready to be associated with Raila Amolo Odinga. And he pointed out to me that in Bondo, there were several credible leaders from the larger Mt Kenya region. He mentioned some of them, and he told me to monitor very closely the events which are going to unfold in Nairobi County, because Nairobi County is likely to determine how Central Kenya is going to vote. So I want you to be the judge here. Do you think Central Kenya and the larger Mt Kenya region is ready for Raila Amolo Odinga? And one guy, a very credible individual online here, called Wahome Thuku, made an interesting post the other day. Let me just read for you what Wahome Thuku posted. Now he's saying, poll. This is a simple poll. And here are the conditions. Please understand them. Number one, it is a political opinion poll strictly for persons whose Facebook accounts have clear and disputed Gikuyu names, not Gikuyu phrases and nicknames, but human names as generally accepted. Number two is saying only the answer by accounts whose names will be counted. Number three is saying only one answer from each account names will be counted. Number four is saying only the comments with one clear, positive, ambiguous answers will be counted. Unambiguous answers will be counted. He's saying, number five, response to comments will not be counted. No answers will be deleted by admin. However, all irrelevant answers will be deleted at certain points. So that means if you are asked a question to vote, then we wanna give una set question yako na una answer, that was not going to apply. Number 8 is saying voting starts as soon as this update goes live and close at exactly 6 p.m. according to the clock on this phone. Evidence of the same will be provided. At 6 p.m., I will post comment. End of poll. Number 9 is saying no comment posted thereafter will be counted. Number 10 is saying after 6:01, the person who will post the first comment correct tally will get 1,000. The second person will post the correct tally will get 527. Poll question. Between Honorable Dr. William Ruto and Honorable Raila Odinga, who would you vote for as your fifth president of the Republic of Kenya? This question received 1,800 comments. So basically, those are the answers. It was shared 31 times. Now let's get to the answer. So he's saying later on, let me be honest, I was surprised by the number of Kikuyus who voted for Raila Odinga in that small poll. Really surprised. I expected a total whitewash, but from the onset, it became clear that that was not the case. The most surprising thing was because a number of those who actually voted him are guys who don't comment here regularly. Actually, I have never seen some of the names, and true, their accounts are not bots. There is nothing as dangerous as silent group. Be warned, if Raila starts campaign and manage to pull 30% of Kikuyu, things are hot. If Uhuru Kenyatta decides to back him, it will be end of this game. Let's get to the answer. Wahome Thuku is updating that poll results. This morning, I asked those whose Facebook accounts have recognized Kikuyu names to vote between William Ruto and Raila Odinga for their fifth presidential candidate. The voting has been ongoing from 9:30 to 6 p.m. Over 1,700 people voted, but only the names fitting the rules were considered. And only those who beat the deadline. It is important to note that the names are not only located in the predominant Mt Kenya areas, but across the country and abroad. This was a basic poll as indicated. The results are as follows. It's saying by 6 p.m., 1,657 had voted. Eligible voters who provided an answer, either Ruto or Raila, 1,213. So it means there were 1,657 votes, but the eligible ones are only 1,213. And out of those, Ruto got 881 votes. That is 72.6%. Raila got 332 votes. That is 27.3%. That's the poll by Wahome Thuku. So in my view, Raila Odinga is likely to get votes from the larger Mt Kenya region. I'm not talking of winning the votes in the larger Mt Kenya region. That's a totally different ballgame. I'm talking about winning, getting the votes. In the last election, Raila Odinga didn't get votes from the larger Mt Kenya region. Mt Kenya region voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta to the last man, which means if Raila Odinga can manage a portion of those votes, I can assure you it will be the game changer for him. But what are some of the factors which will determine whether Raila Odinga is going to get the votes in that region or not? There are several factors. But remember, we have had the Bondo trip where Wazes went there. They were accompanied by young men, and I watched most of them even going live. I read some of their comments online, and I was surprised also, just like Wahome Thuku. Previously, we've had Uhuru Elder's brother, Uhuru Kenyatta, has also been to Bondo. We witnessed Beth Mugo and Ngegi Muingai visiting Raila Amolo Odinga. And also, we all know that there's the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. But what are some of the factors which are going to determine whether Raila Odinga is going to get votes from that region or not? Because one thing is clear, Raila Odinga is not going to get less than 25% from the larger Mt Kenya region. You can argue with that or not, but the moment President Uhuru Kenyatta will decide to start campaigning for Raila Odinga, I can assure you that number will even exceed 30%. It might even go to 40%. And that will be a big challenge for the deputy president. But let's not get into those for now. But what are some of the factors? Number one, we all know that in 2022, there will be no serious presidential candidate from the larger Mt Kenya region. It's going to be the first time in the history of this country. In fact, probably that's why the guy asked me to check the past history. In 2007, Raila Odinga competed against Moi Kibaki. Before that, Raila Odinga was the darling, just like Ruto is the darling of the larger Mt Kenya region, because Raila Odinga campaigned for Moi Kibaki on a wheelchair. NAC had a memorandum of understanding. And in that memorandum of understanding, Moi Kibaki was supposed to serve for only one term. Then Raila Odinga was to pick up. But before that, Moi Kibaki was supposed to be the presidential candidate. Then he was supposed to appoint Raila Odinga as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. The moment he got into power, Moi Kibaki did not honor that agreement. And that led to the disagreement. And because of that, the entire Mt Kenya region united, because these guys had lost power for 24 years. So they united to protect that power and save Moi Kibaki. So Raila Odinga started becoming the enemy at that point. In 2013, again, they were united to save President Uhuru Kenyatta from being hanged at the ICC. In 2017, they feared Raila Odinga, so they wanted to retain that presidency. And it was clear that they were going to vote for the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. But after the handshake, everything has changed. So one of the factors which is going to determine whether these guys are going to vote for Raila or not is actually the fact that there's no serious presidential candidate from the larger Mt Kenya region. That's number one. Number two is President Uhuru Kenyatta. Don't be cheated that Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to be a factor in the larger Mt Kenya region. As a matter of fact, Uhuru Kenyatta is going to determine how that region is going to vote. The mere fact that President Uhuru Kenyatta has fallen out with the deputy president is, for example, has now made several other leaders to try to reach out to Raila Odinga. The event at Bondo was very successful. It was successful because of the handshake. If Uhuru Kenyatta were to support the deputy president today, I can guarantee you Raila Odinga will not get votes in the larger Mt Kenya region. Let's just talk reality. These guys voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta 98%. Uhuru Kenyatta cannot be unpopular to an extent that 70% of those people will not vote for him. It can't happen. So basically what's going to happen is that there are people who are going to lose with President Uhuru Kenyatta. And there are those who are also going to win with him. So they are going to stick with President Uhuru Kenyatta. So if Uhuru Kenyatta will manage to convince the larger central Kenya to vote for Raila Odinga, then Raila Odinga is going to get the votes. The third factor is actually what I call the fear factor. How is the fear factor coming into play? It comes into play into two perspectives, the Ruto factor and Raila factor. There are those who fear that Ruto is not the right choice for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in 2022. They also fear that the deputy president might actually revenge on President Uhuru Kenyatta, because along the corridors of power, it is always alleged that the deputy president is actually a very vengeful man. So because of those fears, there's even the fear of the Kikuyus in Rift Valley. So sometimes some argue that they must vote for the deputy president so that their kins from those areas are not interrupted after the elections. So because of those fears, and then there are also those who fear Raila Odinga, that Raila Odinga might not be the right candidate. That fear, some of which has been instilled in them for a long time, might not take time to leave easily. So because of those fear itself is actually going to determine whether they are going to vote for Raila Odinga or not. Number 4, which is my last point, is actually the Kikuyu or the larger Mt Kenya political interest. The people of Central Kenya have tested power. Let's not lie to ourselves. President Jomo Kenyatta, the founding president of the Republic, was in power for 15 years. During that time, the people around him majority of them from central Kenya, understood the importance of power. When Mwai Kibaki took over, we saw several companies associated with the businessmen from the larger Mt Kenya region taking off in this country. We witnessed that. So these guys understand power. When Uhuru Kenyatta took over, again, they've been enjoying power. You can check the appointments which are taking place in this country and let me know whether the central Kenya are not the biggest beneficiary. So they understand power. And because they understand power, they would want their interests, both economical and political, to be taken care of. Who between Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta, who between Raila Odinga and the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto will be able to take care of their interests? That's the question they are going to ask. And we are going to get answer to that question in 2022. I don't know what you think, but from where I am, as much as at today, the deputy president is ahead. But let me assure you, Raila Odinga is gaining. For you to understand that, just look at the way Tanga guys, people like Girathi Gachagua, reacted to the leaders who went to Bondo, to an extent that some of them were claiming that Kikuyu elders don't visit people in their homes. People visit them for blessings. But at the same time, we've witnessed some of these elders going to Sugoi to bless the deputy president. So the fact of the matter is that Raila Odinga is gaining. He's not losing. As a matter of fact, Raila Odinga is not going to lose in central Kenya. These guys have never voted for him. So any new vote, ile vote ya Murathe kikuja, that's a benefit for him. Ile ya Tony Gashoka will benefit him. Ile ya those other guys who are going to support him are advantage to him. I don't know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on this matter. Again, if you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.